Yeah, we're gonna see how this one plays out. I'm not too sure whether or not this is necessarily the pick, but to be fair, we have seen Envy trying to change things up in this tournament, right? Like, I talked about some of the gaps that we kind of know from Challengers NA, and to be fair, they've been trying to adapt themselves around. The big question is, though, with all of this pressure to bring out something new, there has to be that level of confidence really to support that playstyle. I think that there is a lot of opportunity to use this waylay to try and trick and confuse your opponent, especially too because this is not something they'll be used to. But whether or not that actually holds ground against a team Solid that is just flying, that's really hard to say.
Already, you know, you're going to have to babysit Kane a little bit more with this waylay pick, as he can only manage kind of one prong at a time. But turning back to PXS on the entry, and the rest of the stack of Envy has made it here. They are more than ready to fight it out, and Poppin is going to grab a quick creeper for Envy's sake. That's going to be their third pistol of the match here, Marks.
Yeah, good stuff kind of coming out just off the rip here. And yeah, it felt like that tempo that we saw from Team Solid on the last map just wasn't there on the pistol. And to be fair, it wasn't there on the pistol on Lotus either. So, you know, classic Envy start here. Let's see how this one plays out, because history tells us that it should be a Team Solid round. But once again, Envy taking a little bit of time for themselves, cool off those heads a bit. Let's see what they've got in store.
What kind of game plan does Team Solid have for this approach? Should be a little bit tougher on the attack for Ascent to steal this Thrifty away.
Bit of a slower approach here, but actually the information kind of given up. Inspire not really playing that lurky defense. This time just kind of hanging out, using Poppin as that support, but actually gets kind of dinked by DigiZin right off the rip. So all of that Cypher utility kind of gets taken out of the equation.
I don't know how DigiZin manages to not only find that gap so quick, but decide to act upon it, thinking that he's going to be able to get a kill before getting out. Very envy of him. I love to see it.
Wait a second. He's on the other team.
Fake teleport.
Well, we're moving up market here, still playing it nice and safe and slow until you've got to actually go for the explosion. And we'll cross. Oh, Exter not managing to find a head here. And DigiZin finding Poppin off the rip here. Kane Zera, quick backstab, does force them to kind of save face for a second, and because of that, Havoc has been left alone with this classic. So it should be an easy 2v2 on the site that Team Solid settle on, which is not the B site, as Havoc is now alone. We split our resources, but we also have such split health for Team Solid that it doesn't really matter. Ion can just kind of breathe away that tree push and force Team Solid to try to break the ankles again.
And the spike very slowly is going to be making its way over to A, actually, as Havoc will be taking this space here, but this is a little bit of a gamble if you ask me.
Hit the door to try to convince them they're over here, and he's holding so close. Oh, I don't think they're keen to it. And yeah, the plant all the while, so Havoc is going to get the exit too.
There's no way.
Without them hearing, has he really been able to get this down? Do they turn? No, they don't! Ion down! Extra in the 1v1. And DigiZin has already gotten 2 on his plate now. If there's anybody who could get this last kill, it is him. Could it be a third Thrifty after the pistol? Exter, surely the read onto Hell is known, but that spike plant is unsafe. And DigiZin watching the outskirts of the Jenny! Team Solid's done it for the 3rd time in a row!
Unbelievable! Again, Team Solid, after losing the pistol, come back with the vengeance, and it's all because of this player right here, DigiZin, absolutely lighting things up, able to find 2 very important kills, and then of course, it's this weird little wraparound. I'm pretty sure even Team Solid were confused about what they were doing, but it works out perfectly because Envy just did not have a read. And with all of that damage, the backstab that Havoc was able to find, instrumental in making sure that that was so winnable for DigiZin just at the end. So 1 for 1. That is a tough round to lose if you're Envy.
Just consistently crumbling away at morale. And so these duelists have to make an effort to recoup it. Kane Zera will cut off DigiZin nice and quick this round. And Team Solid, by the appearance of it, seems like they're gonna default their way through it until they found an easy line. PXS, wow. Instant access.
Yeah, it's taking a lot of room here, but Team Solid still very, very, very spread out. So finally they are gonna recoup a little bit just outside of A. They will be walking into Inspire and Ion.
Are they aware of how far up PXS has been able to go? Surely they are when he's been smoked out, Ion.
I'd assume so.
Whoever steps back from CT has to be aware of this. Of course, you do have the worst guns. I don't expect you to necessarily be able to work it, but... Hey, Ion is with that shorty in the smoke, and Inspire from Hell gets those classic shots down. 30 seconds to go, and the spike ain't on site yet.
30 seconds
PXS.
left.
Oh, he ran out of points! What?
Last player standing.
Kane finds him, follows him, and Conan in the 1v3. It's a thrifty the other way, y'all.
Wow. Rambunctious as ever, and you know what? Like, it's so strange how PXS is able to walk that far up and walk away with the kill there. Digizin falling down so early on is not how you wanted that one to play, but yeah, just gets popping for free. And then Inspire just anchoring down the site, able to find a couple of kills with the classic. Makes it so much more doable. Once again, Team Solid, when they play grouped up, they overwhelm Envy, but if they give up these small individual moments here, that's really where Envy like to shine. It's in those 1v1 scenarios that Envy kind of come out on top, and Exter finding Digizin right off rip. A very aggressive peek, and it works out.
Yeah, peeking into everything there, staring into the abyss, and he finds a frag out of it. The Team Solid will kick up the gas, and PXS gets the opening pick off from the corner of the door. And it's reopened manually by Envy before the spike goes down. It feels like they're just gonna try and crunch this before Team Solid can like set up shop. Feels like the best MO, and PXS has taken over Hell. KaneZera has to get back in order to try and re-up the fight, and he will. The well-managed PXS still alive though, and he'll get a third in Hell. So Havoc in the 1v1, and Poppin barely comes away. I'm begging both teams to just get to all rifles. Just please, can we just get there?
Never. Never. Take that idea out of your brain at this point, but a good round from Envy. Once again, just isolating their fights, and that's when we see them kind of really just take off. Whereas the last map really was the tale of just team fight on team fight on team fight. This time around, it's just these individual little skirmishes that are going on all over the map to really determine who the winner is going to be. And yeah, like, you know, it's funny. They say Valorant is a very heavy utility game, but so far it's just been the peaks, it's just been the swings that have been coming up absolutely massive for both of these teams.
Some real dog fights for some real dogs here in Sao Paulo. Envy continuing to try and play spoiler. Smoke set up on the top to try and manifest a one-way. Hunter's Fury out from Poppin to scope out Hell. But PXS has still managed to zone himself away.
Wow.
And crack open too. This kid is insane today. Exter on high. Op shot to reopen. And a minute on the clock left with Team Solid. Yeah, PXS is in, so it feels like you have to commit to contesting.
Well, actually, Envy decided to hold back. Went away from getting Hunter's Fury online as well. Poppin does have that recon.
Team Solid gonna stick that down. Kane in with the light speed. PXS all rests on him. Is it gonna be 5? No, KaneZera manages to take out the far side and then makes it back. One standing again. This is, I mean, we're frolicking in the mud today.
Yeah, it's just like, what do you even analyze? All right, let's move it together off of the convergent paths, and life is good. Oh, PXS finding 4 kills that round, hanging out in the Hunter's Fury in the midst of all of it as well. You know what? Like, I think when the scoreboard actually does come up on your screen, it's crazy to see it on the side of Team Solid, because I think PXS is up at like 9 kills, and then the next highest is like 3. So right now, PXS has been having a lights out game on this KO, but Team Solid just have not pulled together their heads when they want to engage on these sites, and as a result, they're getting picked off one by one from Envy just kind of rolling in and isolating those individual fights.
Tough time to know when exactly you can call the timeout, when it just feels like this is non-stop, just both teams throwing freight trains at one another. And Envy has been more consistently coming away because it feels like they're able to at least chunk out the fight a little bit more than Team Solid. And as Roy has mentioned, it feels like Team Solid are trying to make it so the pack fights are more consistent for them because they rely on that more than the individuality. I think they have a feeling that Envy is able to kind of meet them more often than not when it comes to those one-for-ones. So it's tough for Team Solid to set up the traps consistently, especially from the attack side. But you see with PXS getting in so far on the inserts, you see with them really focusing on KaneZera like as quickly as possible so that you can't get that overextension. You can tell Team Solid are really trying to keep Envy in a bubble and Envy keep bursting it.
Yeah, and you know, like at the same time, DG Zin has not been able to get online. It feels like he's kind of getting the Kane's era treatment right now of just being shut down round after round. But I imagine this time we'll be a little bit more coordinated. Keep DG Zin alive in the midst of all of it. The Blade Storm's popped. And it's gonna be this mid push here, but Egster walking away with murder. DG Zin, put those knives away.
Calm down, my guy.
There's no way.
Poppin'. Yeah, the crowd is starting to get a little gobsmacked again. TSS can at least hold down Kane. Don't get too antsy here, y'all.
PXS.
The no-scope. PXS continues to just get away with it. Poppin now has to go for the backstab, and he runs up to it and continues to spray on the bodies. As we're in a 2v2, Poppin once again early to it, but he'll choose to drone on top of the pings from Inspire's ultimate to guarantee Rafa's position. Keep him terrified. And now the fake TP to see if he gets any sight out, but no, Poppin will wait for Inspire to go for that lurk up. Poppin gonna get aura maxed by Rafa. He's run him down with this stinger. Forced him pretty far back on Heaven. So it's two segmented 1v1s, but that's where Envy feels the more comfortable. Poppin's just gonna bust out that Hunter's Fury and almost finds Conan with the final tap. But it's Conan who can get a tap of his own to save this round for Team Solid. Nothing in the tank though. So Poppin can tap to his heart's delight. Has to check all these extra corners though. First one. Does Conan buckle? No. Second tap. He'll go for it. And he will be met. Poppin is the one standing left after this round is said and done. And Envy make it 5-1.
Man, that is a crazy call to make there, but at the same time, like, you know, in the interview, Poppin saying just like, you know, we're just having fun out there. I was laughing at my own mistakes. We were getting a little bit silly. I feel like this was a silly round, if you ask me.
Yeah.
PXS still walking away with like 3 kills uncontested, and then at the very end there, it's so much pressure being applied to Poppin, so he just pops the Hunter's Fury to guarantee the kill. It's so bananas, man. I like it's crazy. But it is so important to secure those rounds. PXS, now the kill leader, 12 kills on the board. Next highest on the team is DG Zin with only 3. So, you know what? PXS can do no wrong, but the rest of the Team Solid are yet to get online.
Trying to get it started here with the rifles that they've been able to fully buy up now. And PXS is 1 away from this null command. A lot of win con entry tools that Team Solid have to once again force their issue despite being on the attack. Shock Dart to clear out that wire that has been conditioned. Inspire much more hold up on the B site, and Team Solid will recognize the burrow, as will Envy. Just set up the split condition as we pass the minute mark.
Very patient play by Team Solid this time around. Ion gonna be hanging inside of here with the judge. Honestly, it's this middle presence that Team Solid are very set on at this point. DG still with that operator very far forwards there, and unfortunately misses the shot there onto Kane's era.
That's Digizine using both of his cloud bursts to try and bait a fight on the entry through market, and instead he doesn't find a thing. Kane's era is still kicking, and the dimensional drift is gonna target him down. None of that play from Team Solid came up right. And Envy is able to once again lock it down. Havoc on this lurk is yet again Team Solid. Get a free sight, but Egster can nip that in the bud and keep it to a 3v2 retake. Still though, time is crunching. Team Solid is held to this. Rafa has the 1v. Egster contact, and he's low. You get sequenced back though, and Envy can try again. Clear out with the recon to let Egster in for free, and Conan to swing it. Now Poppin having to clear that early. Shock Dart knocks him down to 29. As Inspire has once again made his way up to main. Rafa prepared for his own 1v. And Inspire's down in the pool too. Everybody's walking away with bruises in this round. As Inspire holds the defuse for Poppin on top of the smoke. Poppin's gonna hold it, but Conan can spray. And Team Solid, that is perhaps the 5th round in a row where 1 player is left alive at the end.
It's crazy, man. This is... Once again, I said it earlier, but this is some of the most entertaining Valorant I think I have ever seen between these two teams. It's so wild, some of the calls that are being made. But yeah, exactly like you say this time, it's a bit of a split up from Team Solid. They go onto 2 sides, and then that guarantees the spike plant. And then it's these like far advanced forward positions from the initiators that kind of run things down. Conan just at the end spraying down, kind of taking the reins away from PXS, but it will guarantee that second. As once again, we go again. It's going to be Envy, though. Onto a save this time. Kane Zera, Bucky in hand, going to be looking for something. It walks away with PXS.
He gets shot down to 20, but man, he just makes those windows work every time. I'm losing my mind. What else does Envy have to offer this round? Are you going to see Thrifty on your screen again here? So likely at this stage. Extra with the first blindside to throw apart the Owl drone push. Team Solid creeping up the catwalk, trying to fully push this pack fight. And the Hunter's Fury will allow Team Solid to clear the board harder. Conan's going to track down Inspire, make this a triviality. But Envy in response, they can bring the group here. Try to get their own fight started. Oh, off a recon bolt. Yeah, they'll try and swing it there, and Havoc has it all managed. So pissing around is nothing doing this time around, despite Kane Zera's opening frag.
Yep, and this is the first wheel starting to spin on the car that has Team Solid in it. It's slow, but it is starting to ramp up a little bit of momentum. That round, we see a much more aggressive performance. And sure, PXS does get shut down, but once again, the players that you want to start to heat up are Havoc. You want to see that heat up happen. You want to see DGZen start to hit some of those operator shots if you are a Team Solid fan, and then that will make sure that the rest of the pieces are flowing. Meanwhile, on the side of Envy, we're still seeing them try and take those advantages. The Waylay has been working out pretty well for Kane Zera thus far, and now the conversion pad's yet another tool for them to use to kind of stall things out. The Team Solid back to this slow style of gameplay. They want to force out an error from Envy.
Seeing if any member of this roster pokes out too much of a foot. And Kane toying with that death in the catwalk, but it's actually Havoc that'll take the first breath of damage this round. I'll try to toy with B main. That Extra is going to go ahead and lock down. Inspire ends up finding Digizine.
Crazy.
That's insane ADS tracking, man. How do you recover in that?
I don't know, like Digizine was just having such a phenomenal first map, and then this time around has been pretty much the first kill fairly consistently. And that takes off a lot from the plates of Team Solid to work with on these engagements. Inspire down to 2 HP, but still alive. While the rest of Team Solid, they're going to be kind of using that middle presence to guarantee safe passage over to this A site where Ion is the only person left standing.
Walking in with that null command to negate the danger of Inspire's util. That trapwire still has to get burned away, though, on the entry. And Ion, beautiful paranoia to crunch this fight, and Kane and Poppin are here for it. It's Havoc that has to wrap it up, and he can't do a damn thing. Envy once again meet the problem before it makes its way to them, and they can turn that into their round.
Yeah, and now Envy, like, we're seeing the heat up that we kind of expected from them on that last map. We're seeing them get comfortable, and once again, one of the biggest win conditions that all the teams have to think about when they go up against this team is they have to make sure Envy does not heat up. And right now what we're seeing is Envy heated up. Whether or not it was off of Poppin's crazy play with the Hunter's Fury, whether or not it's Kane Zera flying through with the Bucky in hand, right now Envy are starting to feel it as it is 6-3 on this first half.
Couple more rounds for Envy to make this convincing in their journey to map number 3. Cage trigger. Set up on the Team Solid's B entry and Inspire with the one-way on the cage.
Again.
Yeah, I mean, what did PXS Flash Drive do for that, respectfully? Barely had to move. Oh, and Inspire just gonna walk it down, get away with a freebie. Hey, that's some Envy stuff.
I know
and look at the push-up
where you are.
from the other two. Yeah, you're gonna have to back it up thanks to that piece of information, but Rafa is watching this, so we'll be able to find one. Looks for the other, but Ion comes out on top, barely staying alive. Safe passage, though, still onto this B site, but actually the call gets made. PXS wants to go on to A. Probably a group up here, but Exter and Ion are both watching this site.
Yeah, on top of the high-low. So PXS, he has to use his other flash just to clear out the tree room, so it's going to be dry contact into the Jenny. And that is easy for Envy. Yeah, if you're able to, like, drain the bank before Team Solid makes it on, I mean, that's a lot of what Envy tries to do, right? Is they try to meet you early, they try to go for the solos. And this time it meets them well.
Yeah, meets them so damn well as once again, DGZ in the first player down. Envy, they're just always looking for that opportunity there. They're willing to play things slow just at the start because they know that that is how they want, that's how Team Solid wants to take these rounds. And so they'll give them that time because Team Solid has to attack. But as soon as they realize, okay, it's been about a minute, let's poke out here. Let's see if we can find anything. And usually they're walking away with a kill or two.
Couple shots is popping. We'll try to, by the looks of it, bait Extra's angle, and yeah, you're not checking him, man. Extra gets a second. VXS can't frag it back either. Yeah, this eco round isn't gonna do a damn thing. Rafa with the TP in doesn't get away with the one, but that should be all she wrote. Kane, nice one. Little extra flourish for that round.
Oh, jeez. You look at the last map with how Kane's arrow was like, look at me, I've got an ultimate. Oh, and I'm dead in the air. I couldn't see a thing. This is a terrible game. Why am I playing this? To suddenly this heat up performance where I do believe he might be the top of the kill feed right now for Envy. He's definitely stacked up quite a few kills in these last rounds, and the very aggressive playstyle is working out really well for this Waylay player. Once again, usually for this double duelist, you expect the Waylay to be a little bit more on that like kind of solo lurk type of play style. But instead, like, you know, Kane's just kind of played with the team, going out, finding that space really early on, and finding a lot of punishes as we are now in the last round in this half. Kane still holding on to the convergent paths too.
Very a la how Neon was interpreted in last year's Ascension is Kane's Waylay at the moment. Just able to kind of feast on the scraps. Open season for Extra's op to start things out, and the Hunter's Fury, thrown in reaction by Poppin to try and go extra hunting, will catch PXS.
Slow and steady now, but I like Ion's position. Okay, Extra actually goes for the Dimensional Drift to get that information. And once again, this is an aggressive Envy play.
And that's everybody, and Ion's paranoia, once again, so well timed this time around on top of it. So Spike stranded. Rafa is gonna go ahead and use that from the shadows to make his way to the A site with that spike he faked to, but I mean, Havoc is still stuck, so Rafa, yeah, he's got to do extra work before he can safely get this spike down, and he's stepping back before Heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Inspire through the glass.
30 seconds
and
left.
that should be a 9-3 scoreline for Envy. Havoc, yeah, 25 seconds to go. Miles to conquer, and Envy make it 9-3.
A phenomenal bounce back from Envy on this map. We're seeing Team Solid not be able to play how they want to play. Like, they're going for those individual moments, trying to work the map. DGZin consistently getting gunned down. Meanwhile, Envy, this looks like their hunting ground. I know they said, like, oh yeah, DGZin, he's gonna go crazy here. And unfortunately, the only thing he's gone so far is dead just at the start of the round as First Bloods. It's so hard for Team Solid, but once again, got to keep that mental clear. We're going into the second half, 9-3. Curses may exist. Curious to see how it'll go when they swap sides.
Yeah, still so much for either side to play as Brazil and NA's best continue duking it out. We have some Latin American legends in the audience, David and Ponix on the floor.
Estou aqui então com o Davi da Shinden e também com a Ponix, que era jogador aí da Leviathan, jogador, enfim, do LATAM do Game Changers. Quero saber rapidamente deles, primeiramente do Davi, como é que foi jogar aqui, né, na frente da galera, enfim, na frente da torcida brasileira. So I'm here joined by Davi from Shinden, and I want to know from him, how is it like to play in front of the Brazilian crowd? Como foi, cara, então, jogar aqui na frente da galera brasileira?
É muito da hora ficar aqui com toda a gente brasileira. Eu já joguei uma vez com o público brasileiro e é muito gostoso, mano. Tipo, a torcida muito quente. Então, eles torceram contra mim, mas depois torceram pra nós e foi muito da hora. Amo muito o Brasil aqui, mano.
So I said it was very, very good to be here. Like, the Brazilian crowd was so passionate, and of course, everybody was being so grateful, like, so nice to him, and he really loved to play here. E agora eu quero saber da Ponix, o que ela acha que vai acontecer nesse Last Chance Qualifier aí do Game Changers. Vai dar LATAM, o LATAM vai ganhar, o Brasil vai ganhar, o NA?
Mano, não sei, esse ano o nível do Game Changers aumentou muito, mas pode ganhar qualquer. Eu acho que Brasil, confio muito, mano, tem muita promessa lá.
So I asked her about the last chance qualifiers for the Game Changers. Who does she think is going to win? And she said, well, the level of the Game Changers has increased a lot, so everybody's very good, but she thinks that maybe Brazil is going to win. She trusts them, so that was it. Brigadão, valeu, tamo junto. De volta com vocês.
Envy just needing 4 more rounds to take us to map 3 here in Ascent. As marked, it seems like they've gotten enough of a finger on the pulse against Team Solid, but they'll be swapping sides to the more aggressive attack. And once again, a lot of eyes fall on the current top fragger, Kane's-Era. Can he continue his now solid performance against Team Solid?
Well, Inspire actually gonna be moving things forward, but DGZen actually finds it and gets all that info.
Very overextended, and DigiZine quickly able to counteract and deal a second frag in the meantime, but Kane's-Era will clip PXS's wings before he can get out scot-free. So a 3v3 when all is said and done in the opening of this round.
Yeah, and at least that pressure gets stalled for a second. Down to the 3v3, the weapon, or sorry, the health advantage going to Team Solid at this point. And Envy, they're all grouped up here. And I'm curious to see where they want to decide to end, because if they do move into this B side, well, Havoc has all the utility set up here. And that Cypher is going to be very instrumental, at least slowing things down as the slow creep forwards happens for Envy.
Kane's-Era still with his light speed available to break apart this B site. They've heard the camera get tapped by Havoc. Gotta catch it though. Cage trigger. Looks up, they pinged it, Havoc
30 seconds
pings
left.
back. Deals a load of damage to Poppin on their way in through the lane, and he'll finish. The pool as Poppin dares to challenge. Ion will as well, and he will come up all right. But still a 1v2 and all is said and done. And not much time or space to get this spike safely down. Still though, literally zero util in the bank here for either of these players after the smoke goes down from Rafa. So I'll just walk right up, and Ion with his own smoke on the stairs to negate one of these sight lines. And one of the players immediately in the 1v1 against Conan. Ion clutches it up and gets a 4K to start out Envy's 4th consecutive pistol this series.
Ion closing things out. I thought for sure the value that we see DGZen get just at the start there was going to be more than enough to make sure that they win out this round. Excellent utility place just to make sure that everything was just perfectly lined up. Take those long duels, and even Havoc as well. Being able to find a couple of very key kills to make it so winnable. And yet Ion finding the very single tap out moments and then goes for that kind of wide swing, as we've seen Ion do so many times, and catches the headshot there. So NB get their way to double digits, and it's looking more and more likely that we're going to be going to map number 3.
Cover going out.
So close now, surely. The momentum is all there. Kane's-Era, the bum rush. Rafa finds a backstab with the shorty even still, but that should be all the damage done by Team Solid. Can't find too many more opportunities to get the drop on them like this.
Spike planted.
Yeah, 3v4 on this retake, just pistols. DGZen all the way on the other side of the map. Just gonna be looking to get a couple kills. Havoc actually finds one.
Wow, yeah, before falling down, so keeps the gap kind of limited here. Getting rid of one more gun would be a really decent follow-up by Team Solid, but of course not even close to the performance that we've seen from them until this point, so why not aim higher? Conan clears Ion as DigiZine has still made his way up, but too much to clear, and Kane's-Era will scrape him. Conan has to clutch up with the Sheriff to keep the streak going, and finally, Envy will lock down the second round of the half in tandem with the first.
A good time for that to happen, as they now are on 11, and you know what, it was looking pretty doom and gloom on the side of Envy. Meanwhile, the other side of Team Solid were like super hyped up. They were smiling, they were yelling, doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and then now Envy, we're starting to see those smiles come back. Things are starting to click together a little bit more, and Team Solid, like that, once again, the group up play that they were doing so well in Lotus. Right now, it's just individuals, and when they go for those individual plays, right now, Envy are just consistently winning them out. Envy now 2 rounds away from forcing map number 3.
Fantastic performance by them consistently throughout this map. As warm as Team Solid's players now. Kane's-Era, Lightspeed for intel, rest of the stack comes in, and DigiZine guesses wrong. Oh, that's one of my favorite clones I've seen yet from Exter, and that's been one of my favorite parts of his, that's been my favorite part of his kit this whole time. Conan locking it down in Boathouse though with this Phantom, and Havoc is back as the cavalry arrives. PXS finalizes, and the bonus is swiftly dealt with after that amazing opening.
What the heck happened back there? I thought surely all of the utility would have been perfect, but it felt so reminiscent of some of those earlier rounds that we saw in the last map, where as soon as the utility flies through, it's just kind of a step out from the players of Team Solid. So ready to go out on a dime and just find all of the kills. And yeah, Conan going to be the hard anchor, supported by Havoc. Make sure that that round works out well for them. So Team Solid, they find their fourth, but this is still a lot of work that needs to be done if they want to climb back up.
Yeah, I want to make sure that Envy have to fully reset rather than go for something estranged like this, where you're holding on to 2 rifles. KaneZera still going for that pocket bucky. They still want to take this here. They want to stick another Thrifty on that board. Digizine, as always, ego peeking before Envy does. Not many players can say that.
Whoa.
And the spray into the smoke as well. I love that aggression on top of Rafa's smoking, but Envy strikes back with their own level of aggression and gets 2 for 2 on the entryway. Still, KaneZera has to act now with this Bucky, and Ion actually takes the spread with him, so knocks it down to a 3v2.
Last player
And
standing.
Kane again! How does he infect continuously like this? And Ion, I mean, that's half for funsies, but half to truly guarantee this. Give Kane one more as you hear him running on down.
Spike planted.
Oh, Conan gets good timing, so we can reset. At least make it a 1v2.
Those full shields as well. Recon Dart should be coming on. Oh, yeah, it's actually too far out here, so I'm gonna just try and take this one normally.
Ooh, the double one-way too? That's pretty gross. Yeah, again, well set by Envy despite the tougher buy. KaneZera able to kind of facilitate the rest of the players in their swinging almost through contact alone. That was incredible patience coming from him.
Yeah, and once again, like, you know, hopping around here, you expect, once again, the waylay to fly out. You know you've done a little bit of damage, but instead it's Ion who kind of takes that aggression forwards. Still, though, I like the anchoring on the site for Team Solid. They're doing a good job at kind of contesting this level of aggression, but once again, this is just Envy's game at this point, and they're running away with it, as they now are on map point and look like they are ready to go to mine to make this a 3-map series.
Oh, and they'll immediately dig their elbow into PXS, who has tried to get up in the pocket, and Conan actually able to strike back with the Hunter's Fury onto such an aggressive channel, and the lurk also caught. So it's a 3v4 entering, and Rafa and Conan burn it down. So
Wow.
It's not done just yet. Envy can't get that over aggressive.
I'm just gonna say, I think. Oh no, we've seen a convergent paths at this point, but I don't know that we've really seen the ultimate that often, despite the fact that KaneZera has gotten so many kills and had the ultimate in the pocket for so long. But that time around, you know, it just kind of comes down to some tricky shenanigans on the flank, as well as an excellent Hunter's Fury coming through. But the win fight against Inspire was actually so key to make sure that they kind of got that forward pressure, and Envy, they have to rush into it. So it's going to be a save round coming through. KaneZera, Bucky in hand.
This is the place that Team Solid wants Envy to stay in as long as possible, so they can try and claw their way back into it. But Envy just live to play from the weaker side of things, and live to play spoiler against this Brazilian crowd. Inspire on his island, trying to just get some attention, and he will. Digizine daring to peek into it. Inspire, no stranger to ego peek and stuff like this, but instead Team Solid, yeah, they'll continue to play respectfully, back away, ready for the full stack. And Rafa, maybe that first point of contact with the drone is the TP in from Eggster is good, and A-Site is Envy's as they'll hop on down. PXS, once again, early first point of defense to man the corners as the rest of Team Solid will make their way back on and shut down that semblance of a push.
Yeah, and then also Neural Theft giving up that information. Given how this game is going, like, you gotta cross your T's, dot your I's, play everything perfectly. As Inspire did gain a lot of room, but actually Poppin makes the call. Going back to the
30
safe site
seconds left.
should be good. Poppin does have the Hunter's Fury here, but Havoc should be waiting just on the other side of the smoke.
Could just spray through on the tap. Oh no, Havoc will wait. He doesn't know how much of a stack is here. Oh, as the door gets burned. Staying patient. Oh, okay. 12 seconds to go. Team Solid thinks they can just, yeah, take the crunch right as the spike goes down, catch them at their most vulnerable, and that seems like the right way to go about things. Free stay standing for Team Solid, taking it to 6.
Yep, and they're just doing a good job at kind of locking that defense up a little bit more. Just mitigating a lot of that aggression coming through with a little bit of utility, making sure that they swing out, take out the key members on the side of Team Envy. And that just makes this round a little bit easier for them to win out in the end. It's a lot more patient coming through from Team Solid, and I think that this was a very necessary change because they were kind of going gung-ho with it in that first half, and you know what? It wasn't exactly the best there. And again, someone inside of the smokes making a huge amount of difference on the side of Team Solid. So I think that Rafa usually is the perpetrator of that one, but watch out for those smokes, Team Envy.
Oh, Inspire. Nice flick by Digizine. The crowd's losing it over that one. Gonna keep screaming until this is 12-12.
Envy, the timing.
Again, yeah, they need to stop this now before the momentum gets going the other way. Envy can't get out envied.
Enemy tag.
Waylay is in. Kainzera not firing. Saturate to guarantee the kill. A little bit of overextension, so Havoc can at least skirt this and find the remainder of Kainzera's health pool, but they've already made their way to lane, and Eggster is solid for that. Ion re-extending from the shack.
Spike down.
And that's the spike in his hand. So Eggster in this 1v3. And this would be another rifle round shutdown on behalf of Team Solid, once again dragging advantage back in their direction here on the defense. Paranoia to let the walls start to close in. You still got to play this surgically, and Team Solid will.
And this is what happens if you let DGZin stay alive, right? Like, so many rounds in this map, I have called out the fact that DGZin has gone down so early. Usually the first pick goes for a peek, immediately just gunned down, and it's like, okay, well, there goes a lot of the firepower. But an excellent flick to start things out, and then Havoc just anchoring down the site. It's so much more pressure that Envy kind of have to deal with, and they just kind of crumble underneath it. An excellent attempt being made, but Ion looking for a kill, getting a little bit greedy, double dipping back, guarantees that the kill from Team Solid can come through, and then the spike goes down, and it is an unwinnable scenario. So, timeout being called now, as Team Solid are starting to heat up themselves, but Envy, they still just need one more round to take us to map number 3, and hopefully off this timeout, they'll have a couple of strategies to do so.
Yeah, the playbook's still got to be wide open here for Envy. They have plenty of rounds to still make this happen. And yeah, I think Stunner's just going to try and bring them down to earth with a timeout like this. Just tell them, see this through, and we can start back at 0-0 like everybody else wants us to. Just setting that attitude here and now. With still another timeout in the pocket, it should be said. So Stunner will have another chance to do this if this next cycle economically is lost.
How many rounds until we start to get a little worried, you know? Because at this point, it's been like 3 in a row now. But
I mean, we're buying up Stingers and Spectres this round, so it feels like Envy have an idea here of how they want to carry this out. We do have Eggster's Dimensional Drift and Papa's Hunter's Fury. They love this combo.
oh boy,
We'll see how much they can get out of it, I guess.
Don't miss it.
let's go. Let's see this one play out as Kainzera goes in.
Yeah, first light speed in for Intel on the market, and he still finds Digizine. He gets a buff with this Bucky, I swear. He's unreal with it. And we're in. No Dimensional Drift required, by the way. And Inspire has found his lurk pick. Everything's coming up, Envy. Of course it's the round that you least expected. The timeout doing everything for Envy. And sure, let that Hunter's Fury fly. You won't get another round to use it. Twin 13-7s to take us to map 3, y'all. Team Solid, Team Envy, they're both giving everything.
That was just like, for that to be the round that happens, that is crazy. They just gotta run in there and then just find all the necessary kills. But this is an Envy that is calm and collected. This is what we expected from them, and a completely different look than what we saw on map number